One of the things I pride myself a lot on is how good my audio is. I am a sound engineer by trade. I have a lot going against me in the room that I stream in, the room that I work in. I cannot tell you how much your audio affects how your audience perceives you. There's a lot of people who don't use cameras and their audio is incredibly important, and most of them just use a headset. Then there are people with cameras who have an amazing camera but a crappy mic, and that automatically takes you away right off the bat. My philosophy is, if the audience doesn't notice how good or bad your quality is, and all they're really paying attention to is you and your content, then you've already won. For a long time, I have preached that using just a little bit of studio hardware, professional grade studio hardware, will catapult your quality from down here to right up here with all the big guys. One of the things a lot of people say to me is, damn man, what do you do to your audio? It sounds great. I'll be honest, I'm gonna tell you right here, right now, it's not that expensive. It's easily achievable. My current setup is expensive. The setup that got me attention is not. And I'm gonna break all of that down for you tonight and let you guys see exactly how it is, pull back the curtain and show you how you can achieve similar things in just a couple clicks. Even if you're using something like a headset, you can still get some good sound quality out of it. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to give you my basic GoXLR. It's set up. I'm gonna let you see everything that I use on it and how I use it. Then I'm going to break it down into something even easier to understand and something much more affordable. So, right now, I use a GoXLR, which you can see right here. This is one of the most amazing tools a streamer can buy, because especially with people like me, I've got a dual PC setup. It's very complicated. I'm not going to say it's hard, but it's complicated to route sound from multiple sources. Now, if you're only going PC to PC, this is actually pretty easy, but I like to complicate things as I do, and I've got PC, Switch, and Xbox to consider all at the same time. That gets really complicated really quickly. The GoXLR allows me to separate out every single channel of audio coming into it. For example, here you're going to see my mixer here. Up on the screen, you're going to see my mic, chat, music, game, console, line-in, system. It goes on and on and on. And what's really cool about it is, individually, just by messing with these sliders over here, you can see that I'm moving one with a physical like a physical studio slider. The nice thing about the GoXLR too is I can control all this directly from the app. So that slider, you're seeing it move in real time over there too. It's actually pretty helpful. I'm going to break down why I sound the way I do, and I'm going to show you all my dirty little secrets. So if I come over here to my mic selection, you're going to see a couple things that are at play on this mic, all of which can be applied in OBS. So don't think for a second that, oh, this is just something that is happening only on the GoXLR. This is something that you can apply in OBS as well too. So the first thing is a noise gate. Now, I've got a noisy ass fan above my head. I've got a dehumidifier running and a fridge. All of these are making noise on top of my PC. Both PCs are on and making noise right now too. So naturally, and plus I'm banging on stuff all over the place. Naturally, you're gonna need something that's gonna cut that background noise out, and it's really important to focus on use of your noise gate. One of the things that I would recommend you to do, this is something we'll go over in OBS on how to set up, but one of the things you want to do is set this pretty low so that it's only trying to take out the background noise. Now, a noise gate is basically, to give you a good idea, you have sound. Sound is considered an impulse. Noise gates read impulse. So if I make a very quiet noise, it's just gonna keep the mic muted. Think of it like that. It's an automatic muting of the mic unless your sound signal is loud enough to open up that mute. So I'm gonna whisper for a second here, and you guys probably aren't going to hear it. So if I can so you can hear it clipping in and clipping out, right? I really only need to be just barely above that to get that to work. But the nice thing is, when I'm not talking, none of that background noise comes through, which is very, very, very helpful. Now, there's not a lot of stuff that you really need to mess with when it comes to setting your noise gate. You just need to find your right threshold. I would say on a GoXLR, keep it on the lower end and just get rid of your background noise. It's pretty easy to figure it out. You can just use your ear. When it's all the way up, for instance here, I know it at 50 dBs where, but so here, right there, you can hear all that background noise. Now, when I get to negative 50 dB, it's gone, but my voice is still there. So it's very, very helpful. 100% recommend putting on a noise gate. Equalizers. If you have a good microphone, an equalizer is not the most important part of this. It doesn't hurt though. You're gonna have to play around with an equalizer to get your voice to sound exactly right. I've set the lower frequencies to kind of drown out some of that background noise, and I've boosted up around the 2,000 to 4,000 range. Because I have I don't have a super deep voice, but I end up speaking more in the higher register. So play around with it until you find something that you like. There's not really any going wrong here unless you just max out both ends of these and say, okay, I'm going to call it a night. Don't do that. I mean, you can if you want. It's up to you. If you want to sound like crap, you can. All right, now the big one that gives you the sexy sounding voice, and this is the God's honest truth. This is the sexy right here, is the compressor. The compressor. Okay, so think about it this way. These first two guys over here, the gate, the noise gate, and the equalizer, these help you sound. These help you reduce outside sounds, and the equalizer helps to hone down the way your voice actually sounds naturally. The compressor is going to make you sound like a god. So here's the deal. What you want to do when setting your compressor, what it essentially does is it takes loud noises and brings them down a little bit, and takes really quiet noises and makes them louder. So it reduces the dynamic range of your voice, making you sound much more normal. And when I say normal, regular life is not dynamic. It's incredibly dynamic. We have dynamic distances between very soft sounds and very loud sounds. This, though, takes what you're used to hearing on the radio, what you're used to hearing in music, what you're used to hearing on TV. This is the sound. This is that sound. You hear it and you go, oh man, oh, that sounds professional. That's what the sound you're going for is here. So what you want to do, you want to speak into your mic to set this. Again, we're going to do this in OBS and I'll show you how to do it. But this is for the GoXLR portion. I'll leave a little time stamp to get to the OBS portion. When you're setting your threshold, what you essentially want to do is you want to speak into your mic at a normal volume. So as you're talking, you want to be able to pretend like you're in midstream or whatnot, and reduce your threshold from all the way up here. So you see how I got a little considerably louder. You want to take that down, 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 down till you start to hear it disappear. You get it a little bit quieter. So for me, it's about -20. Ratio, a good ratio is 4:1. And I'll tell you what the 4 is. The 4 is for every 4 decibels above your threshold, it's going to make it sound like there's only about a difference of 1 decibel. Now, what the hell does that mean? Decibels increase volume exponentially. So for every 4, so if I go way above, so let's say my threshold's -20 dB, which is, for everybody here, we're looking right here, basically in the middle of that slider. If I go, for every 4 it goes above it, it's going to make it so that it only goes up by 1. In other words, if I get really loud, it's only going to make me a little bit louder. If I get really quiet, it's only going to make me, it's going to make the quiets loud and the louds quiet. Yeah. You don't really need to mess with attack and release. Makeup gain is the other thing. So makeup gain, no, this is not lipstick. No, this is not eyeshadow. None of that crap. What you're going to be paying attention to with makeup gain is once you set your threshold, you're going to notice that it's going to cut back on your volume of your voice. The makeup gain, you're just going to crank it back up so that it's back up to a reasonable amount. Now, I want you to be paying attention to your bars in OBS. They are very important. It's good to kind of keep yourself in that yellow zone, but you don't necessarily want to be tickling the red. Right up to the red is okay, but in the red, you're going to start hurting people's ears and buzzing out, and it's not going to sound great. So make sure your makeup gain brings you right back up to that happy point. Remember, you want your voice to be louder than all the other sounds. Okay, so now we're in OBS and you can see my mic source down at the bottom here. What you're going to want to do, you're going to want to find where your mic is coming in, and you're going to want to click this little cog right here and go to filters. Now, we've got none applied right now. So the first thing I want to have you put on, we're going to go and do a noise gate. So with the noise gate, what we're going to do here, I want you to take your close threshold and I want you to put that all the way up. So I would again urge you, use your ears and listen till you get it to the right point where you can get it to the point where you hear the background noise in your room disappear, but it's not cutting you off when you get quiet. So you're going to want to test this by talking quietly, talking loudly, etc. So I'm going to set it probably around here for us for right now. So then our next filter is we're going to go to God mode. We're going to go to the compressor. So we're going to add a compressor. We're going to hit that little plus button, add the compressor. Now, remember, I was saying 4:1 ratio is really good for vocals. So we're going to set ours at 4:1. And then our threshold, again, like I was saying before, you want to start all the way up at 0. So this is 0 resistance, right? What we're going to do is we're going to scale this back until we hear our voice starting to get just a little bit quieter. And then we want to scale it back farther from that. So let's say if, I start to hear it kick off at about 10, then I would add about 8 to 10 more dB just to really solidify it. You do want to set your output gain. So if we're looking down below, you're going to see that I'm loud, but I'm not as loud as I was before. You're going to notice that I'm just barely tickling that yellow. So if I crank, there you go. You can see that output gain's going through the roof now. And that's about it. Those two filters in OBS are going to make you sound absolutely fantastic, and people will notice it. These are tricks that you can use on any. So these tricks are going to work on any microphone that you have. If you have a microphone source coming in, it's going to work on that source. EQs and stuff, you can download some plugins. I don't have a lot of experience with them through OBS or how to install them. I can learn that and then I can do a tutorial on that as well too. Okay, so I think that's going to wrap it up. In the next video, we'll talk about microphones and how to set them up and the difference between USB and XLR or dynamic. Well, we'll talk about all the different types and how they work. And which one is best for you, depending on how much work you want to put into your microphone and how you want it to sound. Until the next time, thank you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out here. But yeah, so those are a couple of my dirty tricks. You can achieve them very quickly and easily. OBS is totally free. These are all totally free functions inside of it. You can make any microphone sound significantly better just by, and again, I cannot harp on this anymore. Use your ears. Do not just take whatever numbers I threw at you here. These are guidelines. These are guidelines. Use your ears. It's super easy to set this stuff up, and you're going to get really good sounding audio out of it. I think that's gonna do it. Don't forget to give me a big old thumbs up if you get the chance on this video. It really helps me figure out if this is good content or not. And if you could, I'm gonna like that, or no, maybe I want it down here. Yeah, I'll put it right there. There is my Twitch handle, URL, whatever you want to call it. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Swing by, hang out. I will gladly answer any questions you have while we're live. There's also a Discord link below. Feel free to jump in there and talk to me anytime you want. I'm always around. I might not get back right away, but I'm always around. It's super easy to get a hold of me. There's a Twitter, there's an Instagram, all the things are down there. Stop by, man. I hope this was helpful. I hope this helps your audio. We can talk about webcams next, how they all work, the differences between them. We'll talk about microphones. We've got a lot to go over. We've got stream settings. There's a ton of things that we can get into. I hope this is helpful. Leave me comments. Let me know what you think. Leave me what you use, and I love finding out what everybody else is getting into. So please, by all means. I hope I get to hang out with you and stream. Thank you so much for watching this and spending this much time with me. Have a wonderful night. morning, afternoon, whenever the hell it is that you get to see this. And by all means, again, if you need anything, just reach out to me. I'm always open. Thank you so much. Continue to be the legendary bastards that I know that you are, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.